Okay, Vaibhav, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
So, Vaibhav, can you tell me that you have done your BTech in which engineering?
Environmental engineering, sir.
Environmental engineering, and you want to move for analytics now.
Yes, sir.
So, was this your first priority in TISS for the choice of courses, or it was like
So,
second or third?
analytics was my second preference in this. My first preference was HRM.
Okay, can you give reasoning for both? Why HRM was your first preference and analytics was your second?
Sir, during my graduation, I took up several leadership roles. I headed the creative team and I headed the logistics team. So during my graduation year, I grew a certain through my experience managing teams, managing my team, and reconciling the aspirations of my juniors with the goals and motivations of my institution for the cultural fest. I realized that I had a certain knack for managing people. And then in my third year, I did an internship in learning and development with Adidas. So there I enjoyed upskilling people and the interaction that was required to connect with people there and impart them training. So I through these experiences, I got pretty fond of the work that an HR performs. So that's why I wanted to move into HRM. And then my second preference was analytics because being from a technical background and through my UPSC preparation, I wanted to connect those two, the analytics and the
Okay. So,
yeah.
well, just a second. मतलब, just to give you feedback, ऐसा नहीं है कि whatever we do right in DAV
Okay, sir.
is the only way to answer your uh, conviction about choices. क्योंकि
Okay, sir.
questions के format के हिसाब से you can change your answer. So the question here it was like, why did you put HR as your first preference and then uh, analytics? So while answering, you did not cover that part.
Okay.
So why did you keep HR as a priority? So although you could have start with ki there was no big difference in preference,
Okay.
and it's just because of the placement figures or
Okay.
the more credibility of HR course from tests,
Okay.
or maybe branding or say you can also talk about the मतलब little होता है ना कि as a student you be little you feel little unsettled unless you get a good placement or great placement figure. So all because of this reason you put HR as your first first preference. Analytics could have also been your first preference if the return on investment of analytics program or not ROI term में तो मैं कभी बात नहीं करता. Just like placement figures अच्छे होते तो analytics could have been my first preference. Okay. So and the second thing is like when you answer मतलब इसके बाद जब तुम HR की थोड़ी वो कर सकते थे कि why did you pick HR, so
Okay.
you don't have to speak all the things that you have written there. Okay,
Okay,
you
sir.
can just have a very brief. Okay. Okay, so now the next question for you, Vaibhav.
Yes, sir.
Have you worked anywhere?
No, sir. I have no such experience as such, but I have done an internship for 2 months in Adidas in my third year.
So it was an undergrad based internship.
Yeah.
Okay, and when did you pass?
Sir, I graduated in 2019.
19. And what were you doing after that?
After that, I started preparing for Indian Forest Services because I wanted to bring in change from a power of position and from within the system. So I pursued that.
Okay, and why are you leaving the preparation?
Sir, because the major reason is that these are the formational or golden years of my life as a student, and I did not want to, you know, just to go through all my these formation years just studying and just pursuing a certain goal. So once I was satisfied with the efforts that I had put in the forest services, I decided that now it's time to move on towards the other paths that I like. So I decided to move on to higher studies.
Okay, so if talking about the analytics choice,
Yes, sir.
so have you applied for other programs for analytics or any other college in any of the other college?
Sir, I have applied in JNU in the analytics program.
So does JNU provide any analytics course?
Yes, sir.
When did
It is a MSc in analytics only.
Okay, it is called MSc analytics. When did
Yeah.
they start? Do you know?
Sir, that I do not know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and in any other college or program?
No, sir. Right now, I have not done so much research in these programs, but I am preparing for MBA. Would be trying to. I would be giving this CAT attempt this year.
Okay. So
Yeah.
had you appeared for CAT this year?
No, sir. I did not appear for CAT this year.
Okay, last year. I mean last year. Okay, you did
Yeah.
not appear for that.
Yeah.
So now can you tell me like what application do you see for analytics in environmental science or whatever you were saying earlier
Okay.
that you want to see the opportunities of using analytics
Hmm.
for environmental preservation or whatever purpose. So can you give me some detail about that?
uh, Analytics in environmental sciences or for climate change. So, sir, they already a great from IPCC reports or World Bank, we have already seen how we can use big data to predict the future models. For example, just now the IPCC report came in about whether we would be able to rein in the global temperature to 1.5 degrees Celsius. On the similar lines, we can use analytics in several environmental fields, for example, to check whether soil degradation is happening or not. And we can use the data gathered from CPCB and water development boards in India to check how much amount of groundwater level because water level is depleting at a tremendous rate. So it is a threat to India. So in that ways, we can use data analytics to better use our resources more efficiently, and how we can mitigate those using we can use machine learning or predictive testing to test how long our resources would last and not, and then take our decisions accordingly. So there are a whole lot of opportunities for to apply analytics in environmental field.
Okay. Okay. So you should explore a little more about that.
Okay,
So
sir.
next time try to bring some other applications or something in detail like how it could be very
Mhm.
instrumental in
Like more examples, air
more or
pollution or weather
uh,
prediction and all.
yeah.
Okay, sir.
The next question for you is like, do you know the working of NGT?
NGT.
Hmm?
Yeah, yes, sir. I know about their structure and what duties they perform, and what is their role as part of an overseeing organization. So the National Green Tribunal. So what they do is they oversee the working of all the organization, whether they are corporate, whether they are a non-governmental organization or public organization, and see what is what their activities or what their activities have an effect on the environment. For example, if a corporation is expanding and wants to start mining in an area, so NGT would see whether the cost that comes to the environment is being mitigated or not, and whether they are functioning as per the environmental laws prescribed by the government.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, matlab, like you have to go that in detail
Okay.
through that,
Uh,
and you should also read about the Air Act and the Water Act and the
mhm, mhm.
Environmental Protection and the Forest Act, and all the similar acts related to the environment. Okay.
Sir, I know about these acts, so I just had to mention these in the answer.
No, I'm telling you that the way you explained it was not good enough.
Okay, sir.
No, so you need to remember the objective part of the act and how they actually operate.
Okay, sir.
So your answer was little vague. So
Okay,
that's
sir.
what I am telling. So okay, so Babo, we will be talking about the current situation of weather, which is like everybody is concerned about the heat wave,
Mhm.
and we are seeing that the Indian cities are having highest temperature these days worldwide. So, uh, how do you see these event? Can you tell me about the potential, like the reason, whatever it was behind it, and how we could actually go with this, like how we should actually react as in like policy maker, as in policy maker.
Uh, so, a heat wave in any area is declared if the average temperature of that region is more than 5 degrees Celsius, greater than 5 degrees Celsius than the average daily temperature. So, average daily temperature for the Delhi last year was 39 degrees Celsius. This around the this season. And now it is reaching the heights of 49 degrees Celsius. So heat wave is present in Delhi, and CPCB is the body that declares whether heat wave is present or not. So, as to why heat wave is being generated, one of the major reason is there's a oscillation cycle in the oceans that takes place. So, right now, what is happening is that there is low pressure over there. So the winds that had to come in that bring moisture with them and cool down the temperature of India, they're not able to move towards our capital region, and that's why the weather conditions of Delhi are pretty hot. And this is also there is another reason that temperature inversion takes place, and the heat which is above the atmosphere, like high up in the atmosphere, it comes down with the low pressure and is unable to go up again. So that again contributes to heat wave in Delhi. So majorly the most of these factors are not in our control, like the overturning cycle in the oceans or the low pressure that is being created. But these are the repercussions of our past actions, the climate change, and how the way deforestation is happening, and the urbanization areas. For example, the increasing as more and more concretization of cities is taking place, it reflects back the radiation. So what we can do is start practicing more green practices, start increasing the forest cover, using and we can create rooftop gardens, so that the reflection of solar rays gets reduced a little. And apart from that, what our government has been doing right now to control the heat, they are using vaporizers, so that a certain amount of humidity and coolness comes in the nascent regions of Delhi, and yeah, these are the pretty much the practices. Like, we have to go into more and more green practices
Hmm.
uh, to control the heat wave.
You can also add some uh, act of mitigating the impact of heat wave, because
Okay, on
you're
labor
right.
and all.
On labor and
Okay,
the poor strata of the uh, lower economy class of the
okay, sir.
Delhi. So last to last year, or probably before COVID,
Mhm.
to to tackle air pollution, Delhi government came with the policy of odd even.
Yes, sir.
uh, can you, do you believe that that policy was good for like controlling or moderating the environment, the pollution situation, or do you criticize that? And whatever the answer you will be telling me, please try to give data about it. Not the real data, you can assume something. By data wise, you can assume that this could be the quantity or this could be quantity of cars, anything.
Sir, so the initiative odd even took place, like the Delhi government brought in to control the amount of air pollution that is happening in Delhi. The reason, but and the traffic, the amount of pollution that the traffic contributes or the vehicle contribute to Delhi is sort of minimal during those duration, because pollution and air pollution is a cumulative effect of several factors, and especially in Delhi, the reason for air pollution, especially during winters, it took place in winter months only because of smog conditions. So they started introducing odd and even so that we can bring it down a little. But the factors that are responsible for smog conditions are totally different and are not related to odd and even. So I have a friend who is a researcher in TERI, the Energy Research Institute. So he did a project on this and on whether odd and even is effective or not in bringing down the air pollution level. So while discussing with him, I about whether the policy is effective or not, he told me about what are the factors that are responsible. So the factors that are responsible are the wind conditions that are prevailing, and the because it is the plantation month for new crops, so farmers are burning off previous month's crop or the previous season crop. So all that that generates a lot of particulate matter, the burning of the burning of all these crops. So particulate matter is another concern and crop burning is another concern. And what happens with wind condition is that Delhi lies between three states: Rajasthan, Haryana, and Punjab, Uttar Pradesh. Not Punjab, Uttar Pradesh. So all these are agricultural, majorly agricultural is being practiced. And then Delhi itself has certain industrial pockets in it, which further contribute to the nauseous. Noxious gases that are released, for example, NOx or SOx, carbon monoxide, and all. So, in all these, traffic contribution is a very minimal source. And if we have to control the smog that is being created in the winter months, it has to come from a place from decisions which are taking place 6 months or 5 months back, because then the result, the particles accumulate and then smog formation takes place. Immediate effect is not seen. So that is what I discussed with my friend, and this is the conclusion that we arrived at, that it was not it was a very minimal factor and could not lead to a permanent solution in the smog formation. However, what odd even did was it showed us the willingness of the people take up certain actions so that our environment and so that we can pursue a more sustainable environment, and that people are willing to take those actions. So a behavioral change was definitely a result of odd even policy, and that I appreciate a lot.
Okay. So, Baba, do you like maths?
So, only a little bit. I'm not that fond of maths.
Okay. So, like if you don't like math, for your curricular requirement, you must study that.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
so, you must have studied maths in your BTech also.
Only in the first year. After that, it was mostly related to environmental and green energy policies and all.
So which part of maths was being applied there? Like, was it calculus or was it probability or permutation combination or?
Uh, yeah, sir. Actually, all three topics: probability as well, permutation, combination, and differential calculus, integration, and all. But it was specifically related to physics and maths only, not so much in other subjects. For
But
example,
what?
relativity and all.
Okay, in whatever concern they are being used, they will not
Mhm.
lose the essence of
Yeah.
their matlab, like the topic will not lose its essence. So may I ask some questions from probability?
Yes, sir. I will try to answer them to the best of my capabilities.
Okay. So what do you understand by normal distribution?
Normal distribution. Uh, so normal distribution. Normal distribution. Just give me a minute to think about how I can explain it better.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. So, sir, normal distribution is sort of like a bell-shaped curve that appears, and it tells us about how the data is varying along the central tendencies. For example, if we have taken mean or median as a central tendency, then how the data all our sample data varies around that distribution, whether it is equidistant or not, and whether it is equidistant from our central tendency or not, and
Okay,
whether
okay, leave it.
outliers are exist or not.
Leave it. So do
Uh,
you have pen paper with you?
yes, sir.
So can you draw the graph of 1 by x?
1/x, yes, sir. Sure.
Y is equal to 1 by x.
Sir, is it visible?
Okay. Okay. So so lastly, you'll be telling me about that. How do you see your future? Like, what big thing you want to achieve ahead?
Sir, the 5 years or 6 years down the line, what my vision is, I see an opportunity to bridge the gap between data analytics and policy cycle that takes place. Because right now, descriptive statistics is being used to influence policy making, and that too only in the evaluation and formulation phase of policy. It is not being data is not being used in adoption, implementation, and execution phase. So what I want is that I can create a sort of carve a sort of niche for myself in that area by studying analytics and getting a good grasp over it. And I want a seat at the table where policy formulation and decisions are being made related to environment and related to public policies, so that I can give my insights and based on data, so that we can customize our policies and our decisions to those demographics and those regions, and what the people are really demanding. So that is where I see myself in 5 years, somewhere on the policy front, influencing decisions.
Okay, this would be the last question.
Okay, sir.
Uh, why TISS? Why do you want to come to TISS?
Sir, one of my major reasons is first of all, the curriculum that TISS offers in analytics, it is grounded in basics. They are start from the foundation, like from statistics and maths, and then they go on to go on to describe us about the tools, the analytical tools that are using, and then to the highest levels of analytics, that is machine learning. So it is a very comprehensive course, and it can guide me very well in my future endeavors. Apart from that, the atmosphere that the environment that TISS would provide, I would have the ability to interact with other students from interdisciplinary departments, most of whom are coming from the art side, because I have been from a technical background, and I do not have that much interaction with students from the art side or social sciences, and they can help me understand the ground realities that the societies are facing in in several disciplines, and that in turn can help me find out which industry or which sector I want to move in. So it would be a very rich and enhancing experience for me, and it would lead to a lot of personality growth for me as well. So that is why I'm choosing this.
Okay. Chalo, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
एक second.